This video is how to start your own platform or your own social impact initiative if you're competing in the Miss America program. There are several misconceptions about platforms, okay? One of them being you have to go to schools, only some platforms win, you have to spend a lot of money, or you have to start your own foundation, nonprofit, or 501c3. And I'm here to dispel a lot of those myths and give you some concrete things to think about if you were creating your own platform from scratch. An important thing to think about in the beginning when you're creating your platform is who your audience is. Who are you serving? If you're speaking to adults, that's a very different conversation than speaking to kids. Even if you're speaking to kids, talking to kindergartners is very different than speaking to fifth graders, which is very different from speaking to high school students. So ask yourself, what audience would you want to serve? Who would you want to be talking to during your year? The context matters too. If you're choosing something health related that would require you to make appearances at hospitals, you should be okay to go into hospitals. Same thing with schools. If you don't really like children, you probably don't want to choose a platform that's related to kids. The key to this when you're creating your own platform is you have to choose something that you have access to. If you have no connections and no relationships, it's going to be difficult to prove that you've actually done actionable appearances. It's just a lot easier to start with what you know, who you know, and people who are going to be able to get you into places that would make sense. After considering who you want to serve, think about what communities you realistically have access to. It's okay to ask your parents and go with something that you know, because starting from somewhere is better than aspiring to start from some place that you actually don't have any relationships with. The next thing to think about is, what's the end game? What's in it for me, and how does this make sense in my future? The platform that you choose will inevitably be a part of your brand, potentially for years to come, especially if you go all the way. So when weighing your decision to go with a pre-existing list of platforms versus making your own, you want to choose something that makes sense for you professionally too. It's the only way I could justify recommending that you make your own platform. For me, I chose Women in STEM as my platform because I was actually interviewing for tech jobs at the time when I was competing for Miss California. So I saw the dual benefits of standing for women in STEM, having real life experiences that I could speak to, but also thinking, well, years to come, being associated as someone who wanted to encourage more girls in STEM was something I could really stand behind, and that would really push me forward in my professional career. Your time as a pageant title holder as the winner is only 1 year, but the rest of your career is decades. So think strategically about creating a platform that you're going to be able to speak to, and that might help kill two birds with one stone and open doors for you years to come. The biggest problem with forming your own platform is that if it's too small or obscure, it's very difficult to market on a mass level. So if you win an international or a national title, it can be more difficult to have it reach millions of people. That's why a lot of contestants choose to partner with organizations that have larger networks. For instance, if you have a military platform, the USO would make sense to book you. Or if it's Alzheimer's awareness, the Alzheimer's Association will likely book you. So if you can mold or angle your platform in a way that appeals to some of these larger organizations, I'd really recommend that. And lastly, a bad platform won't break you, don't worry, but a good platform can really make you. Being able to speak about your platform convincingly can really engage a judge and give you that 10 in an interview. I'll see you at my next video. Bye.